Hey everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, Douglas Blair Roberts, and of course, the brown skinned human coming back at you with another movie review. And this time, this is another Dragon Ball Evolution review, only this time, this is a full length off camera webcam version of Dragon Ball Evolution. In the second part of this video, right where my boxes and supplies are, you see on the bed right here, you'll see the Dragon Ball Evolution DVD cover. This is my review of both the DVD, and the the online leaked the online the online leaked streamed version. Which, believe it or not, as much as I hated people for pirating and illegally streaming this video for free back when it was released, surprisingly that version and the televised version on TV, the televised version of Dragon Ball Evolution is the superior version because I don't have to watch the credits. It goes right to the Piccolo alive reveal scene. So yeah, this is a review of both of those. Even though I talk more about the DVD than I do the leaked version in the second part of this video. So with that being said, let me get the music started right now. I chose Sonic Back in Time because, man, 2009 was so awesome. I like several things now, but 2009 was so much more awesome and was a much better and happier time for me. And man, when I watch this movie, I'm injected with a needle of nostalgia from that time period. So with that being said, let's get started right now. everybody. It's time for the second part of my webcam webcam review of both the internet stream and DVD release of Dragon Ball Evolution. As you can see over there in the corner, there's the DVD over there in the corner as proof I have it. But then again, most of you know I already have it because I've reviewed this movie several times on this channel. So with that being said, let me start the movie while I talk about it. Yeah.
Well, my grandfather would say beware of the mimic.
Like I said,
They're an alien race that needs.
like I've said in plenty of other reviews about this movie, of course, you know, first heard about this movie
2,000 years ago.
in 2002 when it was announced that 20th Century Fox acquired the rights to a Dragon Ball Evolution, to make a Dragon Ball Z movie. At that time, this was back in the early 2000s when I was a super huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm like the biggest Dragon Ball Z hater now, biggest Dragon Ball Z hater. But back then, I was a super DBZ fan. So I was just thinking about Broly, Cell, Broly, Majin Buu, Vegito, Gogeta, the Saiyans, Ginyu Force, and Zarbon, Baby and Shinron, thinking about all that in live action back then. And I checked news sites, magazines, everywhere for information on the news, and there were all these rumors. People like Hugh Jackman, Robin Shaw, Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat, Tom Welling from Smallville, who was actually considered to play Goku in this film, but they went with Justin Chapman. But all of these actors rumored to play Goku, and some of them, like Hugh Jackman and Tom Welling, being in fan-made posters and pictures, Photoshop posters and pictures, and then when YouTube appeared and started rising in popularity, various trailers of various movies, various Marvel and video game movies used to make the Dragon Ball. Used to make the Dragon Ball. Make it seem like they were making a Dragon Ball film. Then finally, after years and years of searching and really getting nothing but fan-made rumors and trailers and stuff, finally, and 2007, finally it was announced that 20th Century Fox had begun production on an actual Dragon Ball movie. Then in 2008, Dragon Ball movie. Then in 2008, my excitement turned to disappointment when I saw the casting choices and supposed script, because I was thinking of a Dragon Ball Z movie at the time. But it seemed they were starting off with Dragon Ball from the way the character shots and screenshots look. I mean, from the way from when I saw the cast members. Then I saw the leak shots, and the leak shots look pretty cool. So like the movie will at least look passable. Then my disappointment turned to excitement when I saw adult Goku and heard Piccolo would be the main villain. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be the Piccolo Jr. and Lord Piccolo based sagas. So yeah, that ought to be good. Those were the best of the original Dragon Ball. Those were the best of the original Dragon Ball. So yeah, then I was still Now the film at least looked passable, looked interesting to watch. But then I was angry when I saw casting choices for characters like Bulma, Chi Chi, Bulma, Chi Chi, Carrie Fuller, Augustus, all these made up characters from Goku's high school. Even this never happened, but the singer Mario was rumored to have a role in this was rumored to have a role in this film. And I was just angry. I was just angry at the time because I was just angry at the time because I was like they had all these characters here in place of characters like Tien, Chaozu, can't stand Krillin, but I want to see Krillin here. Krillin, Kami, Popo, pretty much any character from the show, but Tien and Chaozu especially, I was just angry that they had them. Then finally in 2008, the first actual trailer released. First actual trailer released. Roshi, Bulma, Chi-Chi, Lord Piccolo, Mai. Yamcha appeared in the second trailer, which was even better, where he had the Japanese rule thing by Ayami Miyazaki, something like that. I can't remember her name at the moment. But yeah, that was an even better trailer. When I saw that trailer, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to watch it. Finally, shortly after it released, here and in Japan, finally used some of my own allowance money to see this movie, and the movie was nothing short of awesome. I would have definitely tried to watch it again if it wasn't for all of the other big movies that happened that year in 2009. I love 2009 to 2009. In part one of this video, I chose Sonic's Back in Time because I do wish, while I do like several things now, I do wish I could go back to the awesomeness that was 2000, the awesomeness that was 2009. But yeah, yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. A film I thought that wouldn't be good was even better than I expected, and actually I really like no problems other than I've said numerous times. The only problems I have with number one, they didn't make it accessible to non Dragon Ball fans or people when that was the audience you were targeting, and that was a poor business decision because you got the fans who will hate this because it's different from what they grew up with, but then you didn't make it accessible for newer viewers. You made it for people who either like or, in my case, watched Dragon Ball at one time. That problem. The second problem I have is another behind the scenes terrible decision. Actually, the only problem I had was terrible behind the scenes decisions. Such as the deleted scenes, not including, especially my favorite, the extended flight scene, not including them in the film, not including in the final part of the film. Then, which next brings to the DVD, not releasing the poor DVD. You see the copy over there. On the bed by my supplies, boxes and supplies.
Something's wrong.
I wanted a quote unquote
Something's wrong with my grandma.
I wanted a DVD with not only all of the deleted scenes included in a final unrated version of the film, but I wanted a brilliant commentary from James Wong and the makers of this movie on why did you make all those changes. We know why I made all those changes. Go to International Movie Database to know why. And there were several interviews before this before this movie release, talking about how this movie stands on its own, separate from the manga and anime. But I wanted him to explain that. I wanted him to explain that on the DVD right here. Next, next is so yeah, releasing a poor DVD and then putting Z edition sticker on it and expect to sell more copies. Yeah, expect to sell more copies. Other thing, the fourth thing I had a problem with was this is a minor one, but in the film when Goku gets at the end when Goku does the prayer. When Goku does the prayer to summon the Eternal Dragon, he is never shown learning it. I can at least say that he probably learned it when he did some kind of off screen at the temple, but he was never shown learning it and magically knew what it was. That's a problem I have, but I'm gonna excuse that because the original Dragon Ball series did a lot of that. They did a lot of having characters be weak and powerless in one arc. Then in the next arc, I mean, just actually not in the next, not only in the next arc, but sometimes in the very next couple of episodes or chapters, these characters will have insane amounts of strength, power, and abilities with no explanation or no good explanation on how he or she achieved this great power. How she achieved this great power. So I'll excuse that, but that was one problem I had. That was one problem I had. You successfully built up to everything else we saw in the film. I would have liked for you to build up to that too. Number five, um, number five, cutting several scenes and stuff out entirely, such as the extended portion of Goku and Piccolo's fight scenes, which their actors, particularly James Monsters, Piccolo's actor criticized, saying they cut him and Justin Chatwin's fight scene. Justin Chatwin and James Monsters worked hard and filmed more than several key blasts, a couple of key blasts, punches, and a beam struggle, Kamehameha wave beam struggle. At the end, they filmed more than that. But they say, well, and there were even some shots with Piccolo with a sword. Now they say, well, Piccolo doesn't have a sword, but you were pretty much your own thing and unfaithful for the entire film. Why would you try to be faithful now? Yeah, Piccolo in the series doesn't use a sword, but you for this entire film was being your own thing and was being pretty much unfaithful. So why would you try and be faithful now? I kind of hate that in films. Either pick one, either be completely be completely accurate, be completely accurate be completely accurate, or if you're inaccurate, want to do your own thing, completely go that direction and do whatever it is, do whatever it is you want and go all the way through with it, with it. But I'm not gonna punish the film because the fight scene does work from the story they were trying to tell. Piccolo in the film, in the film was trying to control Goku. When that didn't work, then he tried to kill him. Notice his first attack was a ki blast, not a punch, like in the series. Not a punch. His first attack was a ki blast. He was trying to legitimately kill him. By this point, then when Goku dodged and pretty much was going move for move from Piccolo. Piccolo still had the upper hand in the key department, but Goku was not too far behind. They tried Piccolo. They both charged and tried the melee attacks, tried the hand-to-hand combats. You see the look on Piccolo's face, how shocked, how strong Goku is. Goku is evenly matched with him. So then Piccolo decides, hey, this is not going to work. We're just going to bash each other's bodies up. Until one falls. So yeah, instead of wasting energy and doing that, no, he's going to power up, put all of his energy into one attack. And throw it at Goku. Goku accepts the Ozaru's inside of him, conquers it, and uses its power to stack it on top of his Kamehameha wave and use it to vanquish and destroy Piccolo. But in this version, he just knocked him out. That was the story they were trying to tell. So while I would have liked to see just 5 more minutes of that awesome fight, of that awesome fight that was going on, that awesome fight was going on, I understood why they kept it
How'd you know I had Dragon Ball?
why they kept it
This can detect and locate
why they kept it
signature
short.
waves emitted by the Dragon Ball.
So yeah, as for the cast, let's talk about the cast. The cast, despite being B, despite apart from Young Fat and Ernie Hudson, who has a role in this film, despite being B, C, and D-list actors, these people, in my opinion, were phenomenal. These people completely destroyed the cast that was in The Amazing Spider-Man, especially Andrew Garfield, the worst one. The worst one, despite the fact those films had an A-list cast, I thought the cast here were way better, Justin Chatwin, Justin Chatwin was a great choice, for Goku. I think Tom Welling, the Superman guy, the Superman guy,
Looking for that.
Clark Kent Smallville guy, I think that guy would have been even better. Who was also considered to play Goku. Tekken's John Fu, Jin from Tekken, John Fu, Jin. He could have also been a good Goku, but I like Justin Chatwin. And I never watched War of the Worlds or Invisible, so I didn't know who he was. And I like how, for the most part, he was mostly an unknown. It was a B, C, or D list based actor to play this character, character. The only problem I had with Justin Chatwin was he's a phenomenal actor. He was a phenomenal actor. He was weak when it came to the emotion scenes, but I'll forgive that. It's kind of hard to produce tears, man. Produce tears. I'll forgive that. But only problem I have with Justin Chatwin and actually the entire cast, when you see these movies, I want to see Justin Chatwin in all the scenes. In several scenes in this movie, especially the acrobatic maneuvers and falls. It is not Justin Chatwin or any of the other actors. It's an obvious stunt double. That's another problem I have with the film. That's the problem I have with a lot of films I watch these days. These guys aren't action stars. These guys are not action stars, athletes, martial artists, etc. They're purely actors. Purely actors. So they need body doubles, stunt doubles, in various quote unquote scenes. That's the only other problem I have when I watch, especially when I watch now. But Justin Chatwin was a phenomenal Goku. And another thing that surprised me about Justin Chatwin is when I saw this film for the first time, well, I've always loved his portrayal of Goku the best. I wonder why they made Goku the way he is in this movie. Why did they make Goku the way he was in this quote unquote movie? And of course they did that because much to my surprise, when I read the manga of Dragon Ball, that's actually how Goku acts. I was wondering why Goku was such smart aleckly, cocky, show offy, sarcastic person. Why wonder why the Shansho of Funimation Goku never seemed like that? And then when you read the manga and anime, Goku is this man-child. He's actually like that, and for the most part, with the exception of his altered backstory and what else about Goku? Oh yeah, and his lack of interest in fighting or training, unless he can use it to score chicks with the girls. This is pretty much Goku, with the exception of having a lack of passion for fighting, or cheating on his training. The one thing I could defend. Other than that, that's a pretty good adaptation of Goku. I thought this was a better version of Goku. This, along with his Super Saiyan 4 and Broly self, are my all-time Broly and movie versions are my all-time favorite versions of Goku. So Goku. Then you have Bulma and Chi-Chi. Let's talk about Bulma and Chi-Chi because these were two characters going into this film I hated Bulma and Chi-Chi in this film. I don't know why people pretend that they care that much about Bulma and Chi-Chi. I get it. The only reason I wanted Bulma and Chi-Chi here was for, well, if I ever wanted Gohan and future Trunks to ever appear in this Dragon Ball series, Goku and Vegeta, whom I also can't stand, they have to marry some woman, they have to marry some girl for those characters to ever be conceived and exist. But I was surprised by both Bulma and Chi-Chi. Bulma, for the most part, while changing a couple of things, they for the most part kept who Bulma was. He just made her stronger, more independent, made her stronger and more quote unquote independent and aggressive. It's like they fused Bulma and the character of Launch, another character I can't stand, Launch, into one character here. It's the same character but just altered and just my opinion removing a lot of the negative stereotypes. We get a lot of flack for this. Not only is Bulma that only in my opinion is the Bulma character. Not only is the Bulma character, in my opinion, the Bulma character along with Chi-Chi are the worst and poorest representation of women I've ever seen in fiction. Bulma, she is every negative stereotype. She's weak, she's whiny, she's needy, arrogant, spoiled, with really little to no redeemable qualities. Oh, and people say, well, she's intelligent. Her intelligence is completely fake. All of those things that she makes, the radar and stuff, they're what they like to call plot devices. She's one of the most useless characters in the show, but they invent fake plot devices with no explanation how she made them just to make it seem like she's useful and to keep her relevant to the story when she really, in the grand scheme of things, isn't. Here, she was much stronger and much more independent. And I like how despite being stronger and much more independent in this universe being stronger than Yamcha, she in the end still needed help. She still needed Yamcha's help in taking down Mai, who Mai easily defeated her despite the fact that despite that Goku and Chi-Chi defeated Mai technically twice in this movie with ease. But yet Bulma needed help. Bulma still needed help. I like that. And I got Yamcha, despite being an even weaker Yamcha. This is Yamcha along with his Cell Saga and DDGT Cell. This is my all-time favorite version of Yamcha. I like how Yamcha
Okay, Goku. This is
I like how
Roshi, I kept my part of the bargain. Now it's time for you to pick yours.
I like how Yamcha, quote unquote, I like how Yamcha,
This wish may be the
I like how, quote unquote, Yamcha,
We'll go.
Yamcha, despite being weaker, was more useful. Even though he robbed him, it was surprisingly a good thing because they needed his tools to get through that tunnel to find the Dragon Ball in that volcano. Then at the end, he had his heroic redemption moment where he decided to stay behind and sacrifice himself to hold off the Ozaru so Bulma could escape with the Dragon Ball and got knocked out by the Ozaru. Really cool if he could have fired a couple of shots at the Ozaru first before he got knocked out, but it's Yamcha. And then woke up later and killed Mai via gun and knife. In the deleted scenes it's a knife, but in the movie it's a gun. I like the gun better, and I like the Team 4-star joke they had. Wolf, Fang, gun. So I like how while Yamcha wasn't a martial artist in this film, he was surprisingly more useful than he had ever been in the entire Dragon Ball Z based series. So what else was, then you have Roshi in this Roshi, Child Young Fat, and the Roshi from the other Dragon Ball movie, The Magic Begins, the one from the late 80s, early 90s. are my favorite two Roshis. You had the Dragon Ball, the Magic Begins Roshi being completely animated, being completely quote unquote animated in a live action replica of even live action replica of the animated Roshi, where in my opinion, not only was he a live action replica, the replica was superior to the original. Then you got this Roshi, who was vastly, completely different, more modernized, and more realistic and less perverted. I know the pervertedness was a signature of the Roshi character, but I've never liked it. And I like the change they made in this film. Here he's still perverted, but because he's an honorable warrior, he shows great shame. He shows great shame, and is surprisingly less of a pervert than Goku and Yamcha. And I like that change because I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I will never accept a Shaolin monk or a martial arts master being a proud pervert. If he was just a random dirty old man, okay, but he's supposed to be a martial artist and he has no shame. No, that does not exist. And I like how they made Goku and Yamcha even more perverted than Roshi was, and that's what it should be. Yamcha's in his 30s in this film, and Goku is 18 years old in this film. That's the way it should be. So I like that change, and he was more useful in the cartoon. Roshi ended up causing the release. Roshi actually not he didn't cause the release, but Roshi in the cartoon when Piccolo was released, he did three things. The first two things were smart. Assemble a team to stop Piccolo and get the 7 Dragon Balls to banish Piccolo from this world. Those two things were smart. The third thing he did was stupid. The third thing he did was lure Piccolo to their location by showing him your Dragon Balls. Thus endangering the mission. If you lost or failed what you did, Piccolo would reign supreme, and you lost, and we hit him with the Mafuba. He got him good. Unlike in this movie, Roshi in the anime got him good. In the anime and comic book got him good with the Mafuba. Got him with the Mafuba and still missed. Here, he just knocked him off balance briefly. And was really able to pull him into the jar. Piccolo, they did something that protects both characters. Piccolo quickly regained his balance and intelligently destroyed the jar with a ki blast. To prevent himself from being sucked into the Mafuba. So Roshi here was more useful. And before that, he successfully kept his Dragon Balls from Piccolo in this version. But Piccolo, being one step ahead of him, used Mai and the Fulms as distractions to once again get the Dragon Balls back in his grasp, and interrupted Piccolo's prayer before Piccolo could do everything. Which is another thing I like about this Roshi. One thing I couldn't stand about DBZ and Dragon Ball Z, they never can save the world the first time. They can never save the world the first time. It's always the second, third, and fourth time. It's like that in every saga. Here, they kicked Piccolo's butt. As soon as Piccolo was free, they kicked his butt. They not only kept their Dragon Balls from him, they kicked his butt and saved the world before he could before the moon could eclipse the sun, and he could use the Dragon Balls to basically bring total world domination in Armageddon. Yeah, the Dragon Ball Evolution, they used the original Dragon Ball cast. They used the quote-unquote original Dragon Ball cast. Used the original Dragon Ball cast of characters. And made, in my opinion, made them much better characters than their quote-unquote anime counterparts. Anime among the counterparts, you got Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi is so much better here. Chi-Chi, after the World Martial Arts Tournament, did nothing. Chi-Chi, one of the most useless characters ever created. I like her better than Bulma because at least she can fight, but she's even more useless because at least Bulma became president of Capsule Corp in the anime and manga. Chi-Chi Chi-Chi was the ultimate stereotype. Not only was she the ultimate negative stereotype of females, she set females back several. She set females back several years. She relies on her father. She relies on her father. She relies on her father who was wealthy. Who was wealthy? The Oski was wealthy. She does the cooking, clean. Is never seen out doing anything, working any job, and as such.
I do not.
Like I said, set women back several years. Doesn't fight, doesn't do anything. Then she fought in a tournament. We'll say what she fought in the tournament. Yeah, she beat a couple of no names who I can't even remember. She beat a couple of no names and got beat by Goku. With Goku not even laying a single finger on her, just using the shockwave move. She busted out this cool combo only for Goku to just blow her away with some wind. And shockwave blast, completely defeated her. Then later she foolishly slapped Majin Buu and got turned to an egg. Some say this is brave. Nah, she still gets no respect from me because she was hiding on the lookout from Majin Buu. While everybody on Earth hiding, looking out and socializing, while everybody on Earth was being turned to candy and being terrorized by Buu. So no, she doesn't get respect from me. She still doesn't get respect from me. Here she was an easygoing tomboy. She knew more about Ki than the main character. Goku himself was more interesting. She was like Videl and Krillin in this film.
I guess she had
And entered and won the Toy Son tournament, defeated mine twice, and withstood an assault from Goku, from quote unquote Goku. So yeah, why would I be impressed with anime and manga Chi-Chi after seeing how badass Chi-Chi was here? And even people who hate this film, like quote unquote, like this Chi-Chi better. Quote unquote, like this Chi-Chi better. So yeah, then you got
I could disrupt them.
then you got Lord Piccolo. While I find King Piccolo from the anime be much scarier and much more terrifying, I like this Piccolo better. This Piccolo was a much more intelligent villain. The King Piccolo from the series got unleashed because first off, some stupid blue idiot somehow managed to find his jar and unleashed him. Then he got unleashed, took over the world, conquered the world, only to have his reign of terror ended by a little boy, and not only a little boy, but a cripple. Piccolo beat Goku to an inch of his life, and Goku still somehow managed to come back and kill him with the Kamehameha wave and plowed through his chest. Then he came back several years later as Piccolo Jr. only to once again beat Goku to the point of near cripple, batter his bones, bloodied him up. Goku somehow survived that, being bloodied up like that, losing all that blood, and somehow he still loses to a flying headbutt. Loses to a quote unquote flying headbutt. Then you got I like this Piccolo, and not only could this Piccolo not only did he have regular chi powers, but he also had something straight out of Naruto. He had the power to control Rosario demon. Original anime, he's never even counted as Rosario. Something I never realized when watching this movie. This is the first time Lord Piccolo or King Piccolo has ever encountered an Ozaru. So yeah, but he controlled Ozaru. I thought that was pretty cool. I like the Ozaru better in this movie where they made it where I like how Goku was not only the main protagonist, but because of the Ozaru transformation, he's also the main antagonist and the sub-boss of the film. The video game is something really cool. This with human Goku fighting Ozaru Goku inside of human Goku's head for control destroying Goku's body. Then you had who else? Oh yeah, you had then you had the supporting original created characters. Kieran Fuller, portrayed by Texas Battle, and Agundis, I keep forgetting his actor name. I think his name is Blake something. I keep forgetting his actors and all the other bullies. These characters were awesome. They were great contrast. You had Goku, you had Chesson Chandler looking like a Japanese anime, emo, rock and roll character with skin tight pants, skin tight pants which look like tights, leggings. You got these super cool bullies, super cool aggressive jocks with cool baggy clothing, flashy baggy clothing, and flashy baggy clothing and cocky and aggressive attitudes. I wish these characters could have been in the film more, but they were just here as his sub bosses for Goku before he faces his ultimate challenges, which is the Ozaru, then Lord Piccolo himself, loved the Fallen Warriors and loved Sifu and the Mystics, who Sifu is supposed to be his series' movie idol from the anime and manga, but some say, we'll never know, but some say because of the way he's dressed and his personality and his appearance, from the way he's dressed, that could be Popo. And if he was Popo, that would explain so much from the film, but I guess we'll never know. But yeah, Sifu Ernie Hudson. This is actually my favorite role of Ernie Hudson's, alongside his iconic role in Ghostbusters. Yeah, Ernie Hudson and Chow Yun-Fat are pretty much the only two A actors in this film. Everyone else were B and C and D list actors. Like I said, the actors and actresses was great. I love the brand new storyline. It was pretty much action adventure, science fiction, fantasy, race against time style of plot, where Piccolo and his minion Ozaru wreaked havoc in previous times and were sealed up by the Seven Mystics. So thousands of years later, he has somehow escaped and has began looking for the Dragon Balls with his beautiful follower Mai. When he was sealed up, his Ozaru mysteriously vanished. But it was rumors that his Ozaru, the prophecy states that his Ozaru returned several years later on Goku's 18th birthday. On Goku's 18th birthday, Piccolo goes to the house to pick up the Dragon Ball. He notices it's not there. He fights. He incapacitates Grandpa Gohan and strangles him with the Force choke. Then drops a house on him. Goku finds Grandpa Gohan, and Grandpa Gohan tells him to seek out Master Roshi because Piccolo has escaped and he will know what to do. So Goku, who after an aqua meeting with Bulma, go to Roshi's place, and Goku and friends must find the 7 Dragon Balls to banish Piccolo from that world before the Blood Moon can re-eclipse the moon and bring forth Piccolo's monster, the Ozaru. Piccolo's monster, the Ozaru. In the meantime, Goku must also get stronger. That is pretty much the plot in a nutshell. I thought that was way better than pretty much the entire Dragon Ball series. So yeah, Dragon Ball story, action, comedy, drama, cast of characters, actresses was great. Video game and novel tie-ins were pretty good too. However, I just wish the video game was released for not only PSP but for bigger consoles, could have sold more copies, and I wish they would have had more characters from the games. The video game is even better than the movie, having even more scenes feature more dialogue, more action, more dialogue and action than the quote unquote movie. And I like how the characters, while the video game was just a repaste of Shin Budokai, I thought it was better than Shin Budokai, one of the best Dragon Ball Z games with I like how each character fought like they can in the movie. Only Roshi, Grandpa Gohan, and I guess Piccolo can fly. The only characters to demonstrate the ability to fly in the movie, to float, levitate, and fly in the quote unquote
They have no
in the
idea.
quote unquote movie. Yamcha does not have Wolfang fists. Instead, he fights like a street fighter and brawler, using using his jeep to run people over, using a fire extinguisher, and various objects lying around. He doesn't have the Wolfang fist and the very cool spirit ball maneuvers he has in the anime and manga. Then you got Bulma having her guns. Chi has her martial arts abilities, and then another cool group of characters were the Fulham Warriors. These guys were awesome. These guys were awesome. They were pretty much this version of the
Means you can still make your thing.
Piccolo's the four Namekian sons, and the entire scene could also be seen as a tribute to the 1995 Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie, another movie made by 20th Century Fox when Ivan Ooze summoned the Tengu warriors and the Putty summoned the Tengu warriors and the Putty Patrol before that. So yeah, that was Dragon Ball Evolution. To this day, I still consider it one of the one of the best movies of all time, and to this day, one of my all-time favorites. And I still consider it good with the big budget MC and DCEU, which for me, these films rule the box office. The box office world, and DVE is what those films would have became. Those films are what DVE would have became had they continued. Had they continued.
Draw the power of the universe.
So yeah, like I said, Dragon Ball Evolution, the greatest film of all time. Well, I talked longer than I intended to. You don't want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now.